Today we're going to talk about the best anti-aging medicine there is, our muscles. Welcome to our competence video with us at Goat Sports. My name is Adrian Skeppy, and together with me is my colleague, Coach Martin Stranta. Now Martin, these days after New Year's, there's a lot of newly starters and maybe some restarters that wants to, start with their training. And no matter what kind of training they choose, why should strength training be like a key factor in that?
Well, so strength training is for everyone. So that's one big key factor, even if you're young, you're in the middle of your age, 20, 30, 40, or you're elder. So strength training is for everyone.
How can it benefit someone that's young, for example?
Well, when you're young, you're growing. So a good way to strengthen this is to strength train, because it also helps to strengthen your bones. And we know that people who move, jump around, and do these kind of activities have stronger bones. So that's one way.
So does that go for adults as well? I mean, they won't start jumping around just like kids will do?
Well, absolutely. So strength training is for everyone, like we said. And if you're playing a sport or you have some type of job, you need some type of strength to perform at that. And strength training is a great way to prevent injuries, but it's also a great way to perform and be your best at that, if it's a sport or it's a work. So strength training is a really good way to build up this.
And we were talking a little bit about anti-aging medicine. So the next question, of course, how does this help our elderly to stay younger?
Well, the first thing that elders lose is muscle. So when we get older, we tend to lose muscle because it's not that important. It's more important that the heart works, the lungs work. So strength training is a great way to maintain muscle mass. And when you have more muscle mass, it's easier to perform daily tasks like walking up the stairs or picking something up from the shelf. So you get more independent, which is a great way to maintain your independency as you get older.
It's a great way to do it. And that should be like a key factor. So we should train strength training all our life.
Yeah.
But is there like a specific way of doing it or is it very individual?
It's very individual. And when we think about strength training, we think about only being in the gym. But I mean, that's, as you and me know, it's not always correct. You can be outdoors, you can do it at home. I mean, the only thing you have to do is push yourself. You have to feel that it's pretty hard. You have to make an effort. So that's like the only requirement when you're strength training.
Well, of course, because what I've heard, or what I've thought as well, is that strength training is done in the strength room. You take a bunch of weights, you lift them, and you throw them around, and that's it. But yeah. I've seen a couple of clients and a whole bunch of people that has gotten very muscular from just being outdoors on the playground, doing pull-ups or whatever. So there's no right or wrong to it. And I think what's important to do is you don't have to overlook it. Because a lot of people now, for example, a New Year's resolution, they're going to go out running every day. And of course, running is the greatest thing we can do for our heart and so on. But you can't fix something on that, because the more muscles we have, each step will actually be lighter on the run if you look at the data of it. So strength training should be something that everyone should include, even though if you like running as much.
Yeah, it's a good complement to that.
Exactly, but you don't have to maybe be in the strength room in order to strength train for running. You can actually just do some lunges or some squats or just hold a heavier backpack maybe and do it. And that would be enough.
Yeah.
It's good. So, besides our muscular functions, because we talked about anti-aging, and how does strength training affect our tendons and our bones?
So it also helps to strengthen up our ligaments, tendons. So if you're playing some type of sport, strength training is also a great way, like we said earlier, prevent injuries. Because if you're doing some type of heavy movement, your joints, your ligaments and tendons around that joint will help to get stronger and be more durable, so they can withstand more force.
Because a lot of people don't know that it's during that pressure is when the bones actually get stronger, not just while maybe eating more calcium or something like that.
Exactly.
It's actually under the strain where our body gets the signals oh, we need to strengthen this.
Yeah. Therefore,
we get stronger in it.
Your body has to adapt to withstand the forces.
So are there any fixed plans to strength training? Do you have to do this once a week, 5 times a week, or how does it work?
So what we know is that 1 time per week is a bit too little. Once a week is a good way to maintain, but you're not going to build as much. What we used to say is about 2 to 3 times a week is a great way to start. So you don't have to do it 5 or 6 days a week and go all in. You can have a complement to your life and do it 2 to 3 times a week. But the main part, like we said, is that you make an effort and you challenge yourself. If this means that you're in the gym doing a heavy squat because that's where your level is, or your elder person that is at home doing a simple chair squat because that's where your level is, it's still an effort, but you have to make it in your level.
Of course, and that's kind of how we wrap everything up. You have to kind of put it into context. So if you're an adult that has a kid at home that wants to start training, you need to look at, okay, what is the kid doing? Do they do any sports? What are some requirements of some sports? Because even if they're small and they weigh very little, doing a very quick turn on like a tennis court is going to be really hard on the legs. So strength training should be advised to use in that manner. And if you're just an average person that has daily tasks that you want to do and maybe not get short of breath just by walking up some stairs or throwing your garbage, then that will help that as well. And especially if you're older and you haven't like set up, or you actually has set up a physique to maintain it in a way where you can prolong this aging process. So that's it for us. Don't forget to think about the benefits of strength training. So no matter what you like to do, just add it in a fun way that you'll feel comfortable in doing. And stay tuned on all our channels for more competence videos like this next week. Take care.